Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today I got myself a toilet that's just not filling up properly. That's the complaint. I'm here to find out what's going on. I've brought some parts with me. Let's take a look. So the complaint with the toilet is pretty simple. It just takes a really long time to fill up. Now this house, its water source is from a well, so there's going to be a lot of material inside the water that's, it's filtered through as best you can, but with the filter system downstairs, but when water sits and it kind of gets scaly and whatnot, and that's what's going on here. You can clearly see, there's tons of scale in here, and it's probably just affecting the fill. So we'll give it a flush here. And you can see the scale built up, and it does fill a little slow. Not that bad. Actually, wait, now it's taking a while. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but I can certainly hear the water kind of slowly filling through the filler neck here. So, okay. So I'm going to grab some tools. I'll grab the part that I bought and give you guys a little tour of what that is, how I go about doing it. And we'll just swap this filler neck out with a new one. Basically in the toilet you have the filler neck right here. This is what is going to bring the water into the toilet. Some sort of float that as it floats up it will turn the water off at a certain point. So if I push this down, it's going to fill, but then when I let go, it's going to stop. So that's going to control the on-off. You have an adjuster right here. Right, you can set the height of this filler, so where it will turn off. And then you have down there what's affectionately known as the flapper. And this is what brings the water into your toilet. Go to the bowl, flushes. And then you have this kind of overflow thing here where it fills up the water, goes down to the bowl. Now, there are a few places where this could possibly leak if you have a toilet at home that's leaking. This toilet is not leaking, but there's a few possible places. It could leak, I'll just pull this up again. It could leak right here. There's a rubber gasket right here. Okay. So if it was leaking here, it would be leaking into the toilet bowl, and that would cause a constant running toilet. It could be leaking on these bolts that bolt the back of the toilet to the bowl. Could be leaking here. This would leak outside, so you'd have the water on your floor, and there's two of those. Also, it could leak at one of the main junctions outside, which is here, kind of down here. There's a seal in there as well that seals the back of the toilet to the toilet bowl. That could leak, and it would leak onto the floor. And then, of course, it could leak right here through the filler neck down at the bottom there, right down there, and that connection is right here. So it would be leaking right here. So what I've got here is an old towel, just in case there's any water drips or what have you. And what I'm going to do is just turn the shut-off valve off. All right, the shut-off valve is off. Perfect. Come back up here and we'll give it a flush, and I'll hold it open to drain as much water as I can. There you have it, drained. So now there's a little bit of water here. So a really easy way to get that water out of there is just with a wet shop vac. So now what I want to do is remove this filler neck and replace it, because I believe this is the culprit for our slow fill. So the filler neck is attached here. So I'll just unscrew it. And hopefully not very much water will come out. Oh, perfect. So this is the nut that holds that filler neck on. And all I have is some adjustable wrench. just to turn it a little bit, and then it should just come right off. And there you have it. Now that that nut is off, I should be able to just pull up on this, and it comes right out. So you can see it's got all kinds of stuff all over it, so I'm sure that valve is pretty jam-packed with stuff as well, which is probably what's causing it to fill really slowly. This is the name brand that I bought, Fluid Master. It's universal, so it should fit no problem. I'm hoping anyway. So I'll just take it out of the box. So it comes with, let me just confirm, a new washer that definitely we're going to want to use, and a new nut. Now, the reason why I'm wearing latex gloves is not because I'm worried about getting anything on my hands from the toilet. It's actually because these washers here, as they get old, they get corroded. And, not corroded, that's the wrong word. They like start to disintegrate, and then you get this black stuff on your hands. So I've learned over the years that a good pair of these keeps your hands clean. So we'll install this washer real quick. Just pushes on. So now what we need to do is make sure, and this is a very important step, make sure that they're the same height, because these ones are adjustable, and if you pull this up here, you can pull this out. It's really hard to pull out the first time, but it's possible. There you go. They pull out, and then you can adjust them for big toilets, you know, small toilets. This one here is a very small toilet, so we're going to go ahead and match the two of them so that they're the same height. That's not it. And there you have it right there. It's pretty good. Because there is an adjustment on this arm right here. But if you don't set it to the same height, it's going to be harder to use that arm. That arm doesn't have, it looks like quite a bit. It's really not that much. Okay, so there it is. So we just slide this back down to lock it in place. Make sure our washer is seated. So now, just take the new one, put it in the hole. There we have it. Perfect. Just screw this on. It's very important that these things are just hand tight. You don't want to use a wrench or anything like that to put them, to tighten them up, because those washers are pretty thin and you don't want to over torque it. There we go, that's in. So now we should be able to put this back in, or on. There we go. There. It's all reconnected. So it came with a new hose here. Just put that on. I'll try to do that with one hand here without breaking it. And this just simply slips down into that hole, but it's a little too long. So I'm going to cut that. And there you have it. A fully replaced filler neck. Now the last thing we need to do is just adjust it, but in order to do that we need to fill it first. Definitely filling faster. You can certainly hear it. Big difference. So now what I'm looking for to see is to make sure that the water level stops before it hits this overflow right here. So we want to make sure the water level stops right where actually the line is, the dirt line.
So it's not bad. Like that's pretty good, but we could bring it up a little higher, and we'll do it just for the sake of showing how it's done, which is basically just this little knob right here, and you just turn it. And as you turn it, it will either go up or down. I'm just kind of giving it a push. There we go. That one little final adjustment seems to have done it. Perfect. So we'll put the lid back on. Now, a lot of times when you're doing a job like this, you might as well go ahead and replace this flapper here as well. They're relatively inexpensive. But this one here, I mean, I have one with me, but this one here, it's in really good shape. I mean, it looks dirty, but it's in really, really good shape. And you can see how clean it is on the underside. There's just no reason to replace it. Everything seems fine. And we'll call this job done. Subscribe if you like renovation repair videos weekly. Like this video if it helps you in any way. And don't be scared to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, guys.